Hi, this is my review of the Born to Run shoes. I just got these in the mail today. I started looking into Eric, the running coach, after I read Born to Run. Went to his website and I found out that he was actually making some shoes, and they're $100. If you're like me, you might really like the Vibrams or minimal footwear. And but the other problem with Vibrams is that on gravel roads or on rocky surfaces, they can be a little rough on your feet. If you have a smooth surface like a road with no rocks, you'll be fine. But if you go across a gravel road or something, you're going to be pretty startled by by any sharp rocks. Anyways, year and a half ago, I started running in the Vibrams, and the Five Fingers, I loved them. But it kind of limited my surfaces that I could train on. I ended up sending some PRs and stuff, but in the Vibrams. But I need something else for trails and rocky surfaces, and I've been looking for something for a long time, and I think that these might be it. I took them for an initial test run for 2 miles on the treadmill, and they felt really good. It doesn't feel like just feels totally natural. It doesn't do anything to your foot that you wouldn't want it to do. I've tried a lot of other minimal shoes, like this New Balance 730. It's very minimal. It has about a 4mm drop. The Born to Run shoes have a 0 drop, which is awesome. I love it. It doesn't interfere with your foot strike at all. You can strike your foot totally natural on your forefoot, and there's nothing coming in contact with the heel to prevent that. Initially, when I put them on, I have pretty gnarly feet, and so I have big spaces between my toes. So that's one of the reasons I like the Vibrams. And the split toe design is that it allows my big toe to move independently, and I feel like that gives me some extra propulsion. And these are super flexible in the forefoot, but it's also really nice for people with wide feet like me, and that it fits really nice. Most shoes feel like my feet are being squeezed, especially after wearing the Vibrams for so long. You get used to just having that natural toe movement. And I think what happens with a lot of shoes is your arch isn't allowed to work properly, so you'll put a pair of shoes on and they squeeze your toe together, and what happens is you automatically start to pronate. Whereas if your toe is straight, you have a nice solid firm base for your arch. And I think that's what the idea with the split toe design of these, and with shoes like the Five Fingers, is one of the things that really helps prevent injuries, is it allows your arch to work naturally. And so I was really intrigued by these, and put them on, and they just felt awesome. I tend to get overexcited about shoes sometimes, and then I take them out for a test run, and I don't like them. But I've tried pretty much every minimal shoe that there is. I've tried the New Balance Minimus Zeros, all the New Balance Minimus shoes, and I don't like most of them. They still feel too narrow, but these really, they just feel awesome. There's also no heel counter, which is a nice thing about the New Balance 730 as well, is there's no heel counter in that, so it kind of fits like a sock. There's no overlays. If you compare it to, like, say, a New Balance 730, they've got leather up here, and there's no reason for that. They've got leather here near the toe box where your big toe is going to stick out and wants to work naturally and provide support for your arch. But this just has very soft, some kind of leather or something like that, but it's not hard like this, and it's not real built up, where this is real minimal, and it's just some stitching here. I also like how the arch is carved out. There's no support here. This part of the arch is actually just carved out of the shoe to come up and meet your arch, kind of like the Five Fingers is. See, there's no support there. It's just there's just material removed, and so it's real thin, and it gives the shoe a lot of flexibility. They also flex really nice in the toes. And if your toes are like mine, where they like to splay and everything, that toe pocket really allows that to happen if you have wide feet. If you don't, I think it would work just as well. And I think it also kind of helps on downhills, is that your foot doesn't slide forward because it's got that little camel toe type thing to keep the shoe on a little bit better. Whereas the 730, they didn't carve out any of the arch. Yeah, it's pretty flat, but it doesn't flex quite as good. It's a little bit stiffer of a shoe. And when I put this on, it feels like it's doing something to my foot that isn't quite natural. I can't pinpoint it, but I do wear it a bit on my easy days. I usually do the Vibrams for my faster days, but there's just something about it that doesn't quite, even though it's almost nothing of a shoe, it's just not quite what I like. But where I put the Born to Run shoe on, and it just feels awesome. Now, albeit I did a 2-mile treadmill run, and then a 2.5 mile faster paced run, around 6:30 pace tonight, and that's not much for a test run, but I just thought I'd do a video because I haven't seen any YouTube videos yet for this Born to Run shoe, and I just think it's pretty awesome. I think you should try it and support Eric in what he's doing, and it's only $100. It's not a bad price for a minimal shoe. Some people think that this split toe design is gimmicky or whatever, but you know, you take a shoe like Brooks. This is my wife's shoe here, but they've even gone with what they call a split toe design, where they've made a slit at the toe. You can see that. This is called the Pure Cadence, and they've kind of thought that would allow some independent movement, but that really doesn't do anything. That's just, I think that's gimmicky, whereas this is like the real deal. That actually allows real toe movement. This really doesn't do anything. Whereas, and you compare the soles of these two shoes, the Brooks really curves at the forefoot, if you can see that, whereas the Born to Run shoe, it more allows the big toe to stay straight, which I think is more natural. Whereas if you look at the left here, the Brooks, there's a real sharp curvature near the toe box at the big toe, and that really doesn't seem natural to me. And I think that could be a cause of so many bunions. I think that might be one of the reasons I've developed bunions, is because of wearing curved toe box shoes like this for so many years. Anyways, it's just an awesome shoe. I recommend you try it out. I'll keep updating you with how my running progresses. But one last thing is, you can take this insole out, and unlike most shoes, when you take the insole out, it's all gnarly and stitched inside. But this one just has a nice soft, almost like another insole, kind of, not an insole, but it's just really soft, nice fabric in there, kind of mesh. And even way deep down in the toe box, I'm sure you can't see it, but there's no stitching. I don't know how they did that, but I think this shoe is just, it's got a little bit leather on the upper here to kind of snug it down on your heel. But other than that, it's just minimal. It's everything you need and nothing that you don't. I think you should try it out, and I'm gonna keep giving it a whirl and see how it keeps performing. So that's my review of the Born to Run shoe. Thanks.